I know everyone always says out with the old and in with the new, but it's not all the old we should trash just yet. Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Amarachi Obiajulu, and on this channel today we will be discussing a topic that has been on my mind for a long time and something that I believe is not spoken about enough, and we genuinely need to go back to it, and that is old habits worth keeping. Some of the old habits that people no longer engage in or no longer participate in actually has long history of enabling and improving our wholeness and wellness as human beings. So I really think that this topic will be of help to someone out there who maybe is tired of the noise of the world and just wants to reflect or deflect back to some things that has a way of making us whole as humans, just as God created. So let's get into it. First habit that I believe is old or is an old habit worth keeping is taking walks to slow down. Taking walks to slow down. Now, this is very important for wellness, not just physically, even emotionally and mentally. When you take walks, lots of times we do it maybe to exercise our bodies, but it also has a way of helping our minds, helping us to slow down, helping us to just observe the world around us. Have you tried taking walks to slow down? Have you? Have you tried taking walks to just get away from the noise? When you take a walk, maybe down the street or in a park, and the aim is to slow down and just revitalize, refresh, you notice the world around you in a way that those who are rushing or always on the go don't. You would notice the color of the skies, you notice the trees around, you notice people even more. It just has a way of bringing so much wholeness to the human mind and body in a way that I cannot fully explain. Back in the day, it was maybe you walk your friend back home, or you just take a walk with your friend just to talk, to gist. I really think it's a lost art that can come back. Taking walks just to slow down, just to get away from the noise around us, and just to observe the world around us in a way that we usually don't. The world is so beautiful and it's so calming and so peaceful. But when you're always on the go, you don't observe it, you don't see it. So try taking walks to slow down. Another lost art or old habit that I believe is worth keeping is writing. And not just writing, because you can write on an electronic device, writing on paper. Yeah. There is something so beautiful about writing, and mostly when you do it on paper, it's a form of release. Writing is a form of release. That's the reason why lots of wellness content creators usually encourage people to journal, because when you write, you release something you've been holding on to. When you write, you're able to effectively articulate yourself on paper or in words in ways that you may not do if you're always thinking about it. Writing on paper is, like, I believe, is a lost art, because number one, you're getting screen time off, so your eyes are not always on the screen, which emits blue light. Then it also has a way of, like, just when you write, you feel the paper, you feel the book, you feel the pen, you feel your thoughts flow in a way that I see. It's really hard to explain how beautifully complex yet freeing it is to write. Back before, people used to write, take notes on their phones or on tabs, there was writing on paper. You also hold less in your mind. Whenever I feel a bit tensed or overwhelmed, I like to do something called a brain dump, which is I write down everything on my mind at that moment that is overwhelming me, even the things that are not. I just write it down. When I'm done, I tear it and throw it away. I feel a sense of calm after that. I feel like I just freed my thoughts from whatever whatever that I've been thinking about so much that has been sort of choking. So writing is a form of release that people need to go back into. And it's not that it's wrong entirely to write or take notes on your iPad or your tablet. No, it's there's nothing wrong with that. But it is better to pen your thoughts, your ideas on paper. Another one is exploring hobbies for fun. Exploring hobbies for fun. For fun. A lot of people don't have hobbies, which I think should be corrected. If majority of your life is about work, 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 you don't have a personality outside that, you don't have fun things you do to just relieve your tension or for you to just, blow out some steam, you can definitely look into having hobbies. You can go into playing sports for fun, you can write for fun, it could be painting, it could be planting, it could be reading, cycling, anything that helps you to reduce your screen time while also exercising your mind, and it's very recreational. You should definitely dabble into. Now, the other side are people who have hobbies and they are all monetized. Now, I know that this is a very controversial one, but I genuinely believe that it's not all your hobbies you have to monetize. I don't think you should monetize all your hobbies. It's not bad to have hobbies you monetize. I think that's actually really good. If you have something that you are really good at and is making you money, that's fine. But you don't have to monetize all your hobbies, because when you do that, sometimes you can take the fun out of them and the restfulness out of them. Because when it comes to business and making money, it can be very demanding. So the demanding nature of entrepreneurship, the demanding nature of business can strip away the fun of your hobbies and even the restfulness. If it's something that you do for rest, it becomes unrestful eventually. This is why this is why I believe you can or shouldn't monetize all your hobbies. There are things that you should do solely, strictly, and purely for fun. The next old habit that I believe is worth keeping is reading books. Reading books. And when I say reading books, not just ebooks or not just soft copy books, having hard copy books that you read. Like I said, it may seem like I'm an advocate for paper, but I think I am, because it's so easy to get sucked up in your phone, and it could get tiring to be scrolling on your phone. Your eyes are tired, your brain gets foggy. That's the reason why I actually advocate for hard copy books. Personally, I don't even know how to read a soft copy book. I feel like people who can do it, there's some sort of advantage to that, because not all books that are in hard copy form. But I believe that you should be able to develop the habit of reading books, and by books I mean books you can hold in your hand, you can open and immerse yourself in the words of the book. Not only does this help with reducing screen time, it also improves your focus, and it's relaxing. It's relaxing. Like I said, some of these old habits that I believe are worth keeping helps for many, many years with the wholeness and the wellness of the human mind and body, one of which is reading. There are so many advantages linked to reading books. And if you don't have this as a habit, it's something that you can definitely form. Reading soft copy books or books on your tablet or your phone, your laptop is not bad, but you should definitely also have some hard copy books. You should definitely dabble into that. Helps you to get screen time off and rest your eyes, helps the mind focus. So definitely go back to hard copy books. I think this should be the fifth old habit worth keeping. having ordinary or unproductive days and honoring them. Not every day is productive. Not every day is eventful, and that is completely fine. In fact, I think it's important for you to schedule some of those days where you completely do nothing, to rest your mind, to rest your body, to rest your soul, to just have a way of checking in with yourself, to refresh, to rejuvenate. All right, where were we? Having ordinary, unproductive days and honoring them. Not every day of your life is going to be about work. It's not every day you'll be able to actually have work done or be productive. And actually, I think it's very important to schedule a time or have those days scheduled in your calendar where you just do nothing but relax and rest and chill and just do something fun or something you've been meaning to try out for a long time that you've not had the time to do so. Those days are also very important, and I think honoring them too is equally as important rather than just being annoyed if you maybe had just one unproductive day. I believe it's normal. There's sometimes where I don't feel like getting any work done. There are some times where I don't feel like doing anything. I don't feel like doing anything. And in those times, I do sometimes, I know the difference between wanting to rest and being lazy. So there's sometimes that I do fight the laziness. But there are also some times where I honor that feeling and just do nothing. And at the end of the day, I never regret it because I was able to rest in some way and just remember that I'm a human being. And at the end of the day, there is still a life to live. And while I am working to live a better life than I do live right now, I also have to remember to, in the moment, in the present, live the life that I have right now. And sometimes that might look like putting work on pause and just doing something fun or something that you've been wanting to do for a very long time, that you may have not had the time to do so. So, an old habit, having unproductive days and honoring them, I'm so big on the honoring them because they are a part of life and they are as important as your productive days. We are down to the sixth old habit worth keeping, and that is one of my very favorites: spending time in nature. Spending time in nature. It's so funny and actually quite sad at the same time that there are some people who don't even have trees around them. Yeah, I believe it's actually quite sad. If you check most modern houses that have been built, they look like books and they lack any iota of personality, and there is no form of nature. I mean, people no longer plant trees in their houses, people no longer have shrubs in the front of their houses, people no longer have plants. They just build houses and have concrete, you know, like the floors. There's no grass, no tree. So I feel like if you are someone who lives in that kind of neighborhood, it's very important for you to find a nice park or maybe a nice reserve that has some natural bodies, some trees, has maybe a river, a small lake. If you live in Abuja, one very nice one is Millennium Park. I think even the Jabi Lake is also very nice. Spending time in nature is very similar to taking walks to slow down. It it just to even begin to explain the benefits. Not only is the quality of the air you breathe better than when you live in a place where there are no trees, but there's a sense of calm that comes with looking at the trees, being around nature. There's just so much greenery and so much scenery and so much calm and peace and quiet. It's refreshing. It is refreshing. Spending time in nature could look like walking in a park that has lots of trees and natural reserves. Spending time in nature could be like planting. I I genuinely believe people who love to plant and have a passion for it and even do it as a hobby are super cool because you know so much about what makes this plant grow and what this plant does. I think that's cool. So it is very important to spend time in nature. It's so calming. It's so beautiful. Just in silence, hear just the birds chirping and just soaking the peace, the serenity, the quiet, the calm. No one does that anymore. It's now seen as, oh, that's so old. I mean, you rather probably play games on your phone or your iPad or whatever. Spend time in nature, guys. Spend time in nature. It is beautiful. I mean, who here just on a random day likes to go out and pick fruits at the back of the house, at the back of their house because there's a garden there and they just spend the afternoon picking fruits or watering their plants or just looking at how much what they've planted has grown and flourished. Like, who does that anymore? Or even if it's not just plants, animals. Like, when last did you go to a zoo to just be fascinated by animals and just spend so much time in nature? Guys, this is so important. It's so good for your mental health, it's so good for your physical health, so good for your emotional health. Spend time in nature. Spend time in the peace, in the quiet, in the serenity. God created these things for a reason. As humans, because of modernization, we are trying to remove them, removing everything, and it's completely unnecessary. Like, God put them there for a reason. You should have trees around you. I'm telling you, the place I live, there are trees around, and when I go to a place where there are no trees and lots of cars, fumes, there is a difference in the quality of the air. I don't know if you understand this. The quality of the air you breathe when there are trees around are different from when there aren't trees around, because these trees, they trap heat. When there are no trees around and you stay in a place as hot as Nigeria, what's the quality of air you're breathing? Spend time in nature. It is an old habit worth keeping. In fact, worth reviving, worth dwelling on, worth passing down to your children and their children and their children. Like, it should really and fully come back. Last but not the least, having friends over to host maybe a small party, to hang out, to cook, things like that. I think it's an old habit worth keeping. Back in the days, our parents or grandparents would have friends around. They'll come outside. They would maybe cook together or talk about things and just maybe even if it's buy food or buy couple drinks and just sit out and just gist. They always hosted their friends. And it's not bad to go to a restaurant to eat or wanting to throw a party outside your house, but I feel like that intimacy that comes with just being with your friends in your own home, doing something fun, maybe even staying over, I think it's quite nice. I think it's an old habit that is worth keeping. Just having friends over, you guys chat, you just talk about how life is. I think it's actually really nice to have friends over and just talk, just do something fun, or just cook together or eat together, share a meal, play, board games, card games, anything at all. Or even come by to watch a movie together, have movie nights, hosting little events, parties, get together. This could even form traditions that can outlive you. And I think it's definitely an old habit worth keeping. Now that we have come to the end of this lovely video, I hope that you have learned a thing or two. I hope that you're encouraged to see some of these habits as not outdated, but rather something that has a way of improving your wholeness and wellness as a human being. Also, I hope that you, from this video, have a habit or two or three or four or all that you will now be incorporating into your daily routine. And if there is anyone that I haven't mentioned, that it is one that you practice and has a way of also improving your life, you can definitely drop it in the comment section. Let us learn. If you've not subscribed to this channel, I have no idea what you're waiting for. On this channel, I create content on fashion, beauty, but most importantly, self-development and vlogs here and there. And if you're someone who loves to learn a thing or two and also teach or share as we do so in the comment section, you can definitely join us, subscribe, and be a part of this lovely community. Thank you for watching and do have a nice day. Bye.